Good afternoon, Matthew Jacobson with Jacobson Sports Network. I have meant to cover this story for at least 2 months. Let's not waste any more time. So the following tweet showed up on my timeline by Craig Morgan back in January, and let's just jump into it. Breaking, newly elected Maricopa County Board of Supervisors Chair Tom Galvin announces the formation of a committee of political and business leaders to bring the NHL back to Arizona. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman confirmed that he met with Galvin before Christmas via Zoom. That was on January 6th, 2025. It was a little over 2 months ago. At that point, the Coyotes had not even been gone for a full 9 months, let alone a year, and were already not just having rumors, not just having speculation, having actual meetings taking place, and the formation of a committee of local political and business leaders to bring the NHL back. Before we get into Galvin's statements, I just need to be very clear. Just because we got this, it's a good update, does not mean the team is returning tomorrow. Does not mean that there's even an owner lined up yet. But this is a massive first step in getting the political and business leaders on board, because say what you will about how Morello completely mishandled that Tempe situation, at the very least, the majority of the business and political leaders in Tempe did support that project. However, when you look at the North Phoenix project, it just never got that same level of support. There was a couple of meetings, there was some talks, but there was never that concrete working together from the political and business side to work with Alex Morello to bring in the Coyotes a new arena to keep them in Arizona. Now with Morello signing away his rights, and somewhere around, a little under a year, probably I think half a year since he signed away his rights, but since the Coyotes moved, a little under a year, finally passed, we get the formation of a new committee, and finally some positive steps forward in the process of bringing the Coyotes back to the state of Arizona. Here is what Tom Galvin had to say. Quote, I think of Wayne Gretzky's quote, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, Galvin said. So I'm forming an advisory committee of visionary leaders dedicated to bringing NHL hockey back to the Valley. I've had several meetings with NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman, and he looks forward to working with us to identify an owner and best location for a world-class building. These are just the first steps. I want to reiterate one more time. These are just the first steps. We are probably still at least, like, if this is being fast-tracked, 4 years away. And that's if it's being fast-tracked. I still think we're on the 5 to 7 year timeline. You get rid of the old ownership. They're no longer tied to the franchise whatsoever. Now that this market has the opportunity to move forward with a new ownership group, and the formation of this committee is dedicated towards trying to find qualified ownerships, as well as locate a solid place in the Valley to build this new arena. It has me excited, all right? It has me very excited because, again, at that point, it had not even been 9 months, and we're already talking about the potential return. We're already talking about the formation, already talking about multiple meetings having happened in 2024. We had not even escaped the year the team relocated, and there were meetings happening. So at the very least, as of right now, the Coyotes are still deactivated. I don't know if that's going to change for the time being, considering how the NHL has recently, reportedly, let the NHLPA know that expansion is on the horizon. I would imagine the Coyotes will just continue to be deactivated until a new ownership group is found, a new ownership pays for that expansion fee, and they bring them back. After an arena is built, nothing happens without that arena. Recently, I think about a month ago at this point, Steve Peters was saying that maybe after about a year, it's all speculation by Steve Peters, who was on PHNX Hockey, you're going to start hearing some rumors, hearing some rumblings. And as the course of time keeps going over the next couple of years, you'll get a little more concrete. Maybe an ownership group is rumored. Maybe you get something announced. And probably within 5 or so years, 5 to 7 years, I still think is the timeline. And this is me adding my timeline, just kind of paraphrasing what PD said. We'll have that hockey team back. It's what it's looking like, but it still needs to get done. A lot of work needs to get done. An arena plan, an ownership group, all the licensing, all the lawyers and everything that did not get done properly the last time still has to get done. So I just want to say how grateful I am that there are people still within the greater Phoenix area. There are people here, political and business leaders, that want to see this happen and are putting in the work this soon. Massive update, massive first step. Again, first step. I don't want to get anyone's hopes too high, but I do think the NHL is going to return. I never thought they weren't going to, but I think this is a massively good sign of seeing this. You also have, again, the NHL PA being let known that there's going to be some expansion, and then Thomas Galvin saying Team 33, which technically, since the Coyotes they're not gone, they're deactivated, technically the Coyotes are still Team 33. So there you go. Obviously, Atlanta's probably going to come first, maybe Houston. There's some rumblings of a second ownership group there that would want to put a team in Houston. It's a pretty big market. But technically, Arizona is still Team 33, so keep your eye on the news. Keep your eye on some rumors that are going to start coming out over the next year or so. It's going to be pretty fun, and I think right when people are finally accepting of and letting go of the anger of what happened with the relocation, we'll have some excitement to get right into the new team. And that's all I can say is I'm just excited for tomorrow, as I assume most of us are. I am Matthew Jacobson for Jacobson Sports Network, signing out.